guys, welcome to our channel, The Virtual Wholesalers. My name is Shannon Nimick. This is my husband, Adam Nimick. We are wholesalers based out of Jacksonville, Florida. We like to work virtually, so we have a virtual office.
So we created this channel to discuss wholesaling, virtual wholesaling, and wholesaling while you travel, which is mainly what we do. We are in constant search of the most beautiful office that we can find that day. Really all we need is a Wi-Fi signal and a cell phone, and we are able to get deals done. But what we discuss on this channel is what is currently working in our business, what is not currently working, and also the lessons that we have learned along the way through our wholesaling journey. And we hope to give this info to you to make it easier for you to navigate your own journey, and hopefully you will be able to avoid some of the hard lessons that we have had to learn. We put out content weekly, so if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell. That way you are notified immediately when we put our content out. And if you have any questions or if you have any topics that you would like for us to cover, please just drop that in the comments, and I promise you that we will make our way around to it and we will get you the answers that you need.
Hey guys, what's up? Today we're in St. Augustine celebrating my birthday, and we're gonna do a video on how to stop overthinking everything. So stay tuned. What's up guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we wanted to come to you with a video on how to quit overthinking everything in life, especially wholesaling.
Yeah, in today's video we're discussing, why you have not gotten your first deal, and I can promise you it is not because of the market, it's not because of the competition, it is not because of the time of year, it is because of you. And in today's video we will be discussing how to overcome that and get you to your first deal quicker and sooner. So wholesaling is not rocket science. I mean, I really do believe that people are overthinking it. They're perfecting their script. They're doing role plays with their friends about handling objections that honestly, they never really happen on the phone call. I mean, you can beat yourself to death trying to figure out what the perfect answer to the exact question is, and literally it just never happens. So whether they're focused on going to their next networking event, or they're focused on getting more education, reading the next hot book that's out, all of that is all great. What you really need to be doing is getting on the phone and actually talking to people. That's the number one thing that I think that people they struggle with, is picking the phone up and actually making the phone call to the people in order to get deals. This is a complete numbers game. Wholesaling is a numbers game, and once you realize that if you are not making the phone calls, you're just that much further away from getting to your next deal. So I really just think that people hesitate, they overthink it, they just, for some reason, they have this hang up in their head, or they're waiting for all the lights to be green in their business before they start, which is the complete wrong thing to do. I can promise you from experience, the lights will never all be green. It's not all going to be perfect. You just have to pick up the phone, dial the number, and roll with it. Just deal with what happens on the call. You could practice till you're blue in the face, and it really is just a waste of time. The only real practice you need is real world practice, and that's where you're going to learn the fastest. That's where you're going to learn the objections. And once you start doing that, you realize that the objections are literally all the same. Once you've mastered them, no call is any different than any of the rest. The same objections keep coming up, and once you figure out how to answer them correctly, your life is going to be so much smoother. So like I said, this is a complete numbers game. The amount of people that are actually going to sell to us at a discount is super small, so you need to be speaking to tons and tons and tons of people. And if you're not doing that, if you're hesitating to pick up the phone call, as soon as you hesitate, doubt starts coming into your mind, and you start, again, back to the overthinking. You really start overthinking the whole process. So when you have a lead come in, or you see a phone number, you need to call immediately. Do not hesitate. Once you hesitate, literally, you start talking yourself out of making the phone call. Shannon talk about it all the time. Like, when we start things, we really just don't know that they're not going to work. And even if they do, we really don't care. We go into it with total optimism, thinking that they are going to work. If they do not work, who cares? We don't really care. We just figure out what worked, what went well during the call, and we use that on the next one. We also figure out, obviously, what did not go well, and we work on that, and we figure out if they gave us an objection that we couldn't answer. So what? We do not care. I'll figure it out on the next call. Not every phone call is going to be a deal. It's super slim that that was actually going to be a deal as well. So don't beat yourself over messing up in your life. You need to just go for things and figure it out.
Yeah, and I would say Adam and I are like that in every aspect of our life. It's not just the phone calls. I mean, we don't overthink stuff. If we want to start something and we don't know anything about it, we just go in full force, and we try to figure it out, and we fail forward fast. And that's what everyone needs to learn to do to be successful in anything in life. You're not going to come up and just be a pro at first. Like you have to put your time in, and you're going to fail before you do great things. So.
Yeah, everybody is terrible at the beginning. We were obviously terrible. I mean, you have to start somewhere, and by hesitating and not starting, you're really just slowing your progression. You're not getting yourself going. It's like a snowball effect. Once you get going and once you realize the rhythm and the cadence of how the calls are going to go, everything becomes so much easier. But in order to do that, you have to dial the phone number. Pick up the phone, dial it, and just roll with it. So not taking immediate action is a killer, especially if you are actually paying for your leads. If you're doing direct mail, ringless voicemail, text, whatever it is, your type of marketing, if you have all these leads coming in and they're stacking up and you're not doing anything with them, you're not picking up the phone, you are just wasting money. You literally just have to pick up the phone, dial it, and call the number and talk to the people and have meaningful conversations. There's scripts obviously are going to help. Yes, they do help. They help you get through the call in a manner that gets you all the info, but I'm going to give you a quick secret on all you need. You need to get the condition of the home, the timeline that the people are looking to sell, you need to get the price that they're looking to sell at, and you need to get why they're selling. That's literally all that you need. So take what I just told you, create your own script, and just mark those 4 things down and check them off as you get through each call. It doesn't matter how you get through it. Just get the answers to those questions, and that's what you need. All that other stuff, scripting, practicing, that can come later. But you really just need to get used to taking immediate... Holy sh... They just fired off a cannon. Holy cow.
Wow.
We'll leave that in so y'all can see it. But yeah, so all of that, especially like I said, if you're paying for your leads, do not hesitate calling back. Also, don't do a ton of research before you call the lead back. I talk to a lot of people all the time, and they're like, I'm going to pull comps before I get on the phone. I'm going to look it up in the city's website. I'm going to look on Zillow. I'm going to waste like 10, 15 minutes doing a ton of research on the lead, and then you get on the phone call and the people are not motivated. So you just wasted a ton of time. So time is your most valuable asset. So rather than doing all that, look at the lead, look at the phone number, call, say, hey, I saw that you called in. I know you got a house for sale. I'm just calling back to talk about it. Can you tell me a little bit about it? What's going on with it? And that's it. You do not need to be wasting your time by doing a ton of research prior to that, because a lot of the times in our business, most of the leads that we talk to are not going to be motivated and they're not going to fit our mold. So why would you want to waste 10, 15 minutes every single time doing all that due diligence when it's completely unnecessary? Also, when you're out driving and you're passing FSBO signs, for sale by owner, and you're writing them all down and you're telling yourself, look, I'm going to call when I get home. You're not going to call when you get home. That never happens. You never get through your whole list. So what I would suggest is when you're out, you see the FSBO, pull your car over, pull out your phone and call right there in front of the house. Talk to the people like, look, hey, I saw your sign out in front. I know you got a house for sale. I buy in the area all the time. Can you tell me a little bit about it? What's going on with it? It's that simple. The people that are selling their houses, especially FSBOs, they want to talk to you. Or if you need more practice, you can get on Zillow. You can literally go down the FSBOs and all the for rents, and you can call the people. Just practice picking the phone up and dialing on the FSBOs. Just obviously most of them are going to want retail, so usually what we say is, hey, I saw your house online. I saw you posted it on Zillow for sale. I'm a cash buyer. I buy in the area. Obviously I'm not buying the house to live in it myself, but I do pay cash. I can close whenever you want, and there's no inspections with us, but typically we pay like 70 to 80 cents on the dollar. Would that be something you're interested in? Would you like me to come out and make an offer on your house? And if you say it like that and you use the correct tone, I think we had another video about using the correct tone. We'll link it in this video so you guys can go back and watch it. But when you say things in the correct tone, the people on the other end of the phone, they're much more likely to talk to you. Also for rents, I know that most of the time for rents, people are scared to call for rents, but but literally just pick up the phone, and what we say is, hey, I noticed you had a house for rent on Zillow. You know, I may not be the answer for you, but I buy in the area. I just wanted to see if you had ever thought about selling, or if you'd be interested in hearing an offer on it. And if you say it just like that, in that tone, with not authority, but some sort of like common sense, and you're not like jerking their chain, like people will really, they're more inclined to give you the info that you need. They'll either say, look, you know, I'm not looking to sell it, or there are a good chance that they'll say, yeah, come out and make me an offer. You know, you never know. So I think that you just need to get in the practice of doing things immediately, picking the phone up immediately, and actually making the phone call. Yeah. Or if you're out there using the Driving for Dollars app, and you go out and you're looking for vacants, you plug your vacant in and it spits out the skip trace, rather than wait to go home, call from right in front of the house. Hey, I was driving by, I saw that your house, you know, I don't know if, hold on. If you're out there driving for dollars and you're looking for vacants, instead of, when you send it off and you get your skip trace back, instead of waiting to get home, pull your car over and make the phone call immediately. Don't hesitate to make the call, because as soon as you hesitate, the other kid that's coming behind you and looking at the house and skips it, he's gonna call, or our team, they're gonna drive by, and when we skip it, we're not waiting to get home. We're calling right then, so we're not gonna miss the deal. When you hesitate, I can promise you, you're gonna miss out on deals by hesitating. And like I said, it is a numbers game, and once you realize that it's a numbers game, you're gonna realize that you have to be speaking to these people no matter what. It's not, you're not gonna get a deal in 5-10 phone calls, so you need to be constantly on the phone, and you just cannot wait to make the phone call. You have to literally pick it up. You're never gonna do it. I know a lot of people say, yes, I will, I'm gonna set up time when I get home, but then life happens, life smacks you in the face, and you don't ever find the time. You make an excuse. So rather than doing that, you need to take immediate action right there on the spot. And this applies across the board with anything in life. If you're sending marketing out, quit overthinking it, hit the send button and send it, and deal with it. If it's a bad campaign, who cares? If it's a bad phone call, who cares? It does not matter. It all is practice, and you can gather data from it that is useful moving forward in your wholesaling business, or you can use it moving forward in your life, depending on what the situation was.
I just want to stress it's okay to be new at something. When I first started doing this, I had zero idea what I was doing. It was brutal. My conversations, my phone calls, it was painful. And then I got better at it. Practice makes perfect. Being consistent, doing it all the time, you know, you won't have all that rust on it. So I started doing it again. I locked myself in the bedroom, and I used to hate getting on the phone. I mean, I remember I would dread it, but I told myself, if I can just get good at this and be the best at this, I will succeed. And I just kept doing it, and every day it got easier and better, and I started talking to people, and we started closing deals, and now, you know, we have our company. So
yeah, so again, I just like Shannon just said, I can't reiterate enough that you need to be failing forward fast. I mean, it's only going to take you like 5 or 10 of these calls to actually figure out how this system works and the process and what you need to be saying. So don't get hung up on getting everything correct. Literally just pick the phone up, man. Obviously the first call is going to go like, it's going to be terrible. I promise you right now, the phone calls, the first call is probably not going to go so well. You're going to be uncomfortable, and the people are going to be able to hear that. But once you do it, by the 10th call, 5th, 10th call, I mean, things start smoothing out. You figure out your cadence, you figure out the questions that you need to be asking. So like Shannon said, I mean, all of us started out somewhere. We were all terrible at it at the beginning, but I wish I would have found a video like this at the beginning of my career where somebody just said, shut up and make the phone calls. I mean, it just is what it is. It comes from doing, and you have to do things in order to get good at them. You can watch as many YouTube videos like this one as you want, but I can tell you from experience that watching this video is not going to be what gets you good on the phone. Actually picking the phone up and getting on the phone is what's going to get good. The role playing nonsense not going to make you good on the phone. It may help you, and it may get you a little bit comfortable, but I really suggest just picking the phone up and going for it right out of the gate. You don't really need a role playing partner. Personally, I think that that's a waste of time. You can go through it one time and figure out the process, and then you just need to go for it full throttle and get out there and get the deal. You need to be making as many phone calls as it takes to get a deal. I think a lot of times in today's day and age, people think that they're putting forth not enough effort, but they're really not putting any effort towards it. I mean, it takes a ton of phone calls to actually get a deal. So I really just think the whole premise of this video is for you to actually pick the phone up and start dialing people. You have to have conversations in order to get somebody, or for people to know that you're looking to buy.
So being great at something just comes with practice. Like we said before, just get on the phone, keep practicing. Eventually one day You may wake up and you may hate to make your phone calls. You may dread it. But one day, if you keep doing it, you won't feel that way. You just won't even care anymore. And you may actually learn to love it because you've gotten so good at it.
So before we let you go, I do want to tell you, like I said, I think that practice and listening to books, looking for the right book, all of that I think is kind of nonsense. But I will tell you, if you're looking for a book that will help you make the jump or help you to take action, I'm actually reading the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins right now, and the whole premise of her book is she counts down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then she just does it. It relates to making phone calls, getting out of bed in the morning to go to the gym, pretty much anything you do.
Do that. A lot of people overthink, and you'll come up with scenarios in your head that haven't even played out yet.
That never play out.
And they never play out, and you just come up with all these crazy ideas that, you know, crazy scenario that something's going to happen, and it never happens. So you're essentially worrying about something that's never even going to take place.
I've been super guilty of that. So I actually practice this. We really do just charge into things now. You know, again, we were not perfect at this at the beginning. We too hesitated at some point, but once you start doing it, you realize, what the hell am I hesitating for? Why did I ever hesitate at anything in life? Like, nothing is really that bad. Like, it really isn't. You just have to jump off. You have to jump off the ledge, make the leap, and you just have to do it. It's really not as scary once you get going. All right, guys, we hope this video added some sort of value to you. If it did, please give us a thumbs up. And if, like I said, every single video, if you have not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. We put out content weekly. Hope you guys crush it this week, and we will see you next week.
All right, bye.